Well, it's great to have you back here at Post 9.
Great. Thanks, Morgan. Great to be back.
So there is a lot to get to with you, but I do want to start with the fact that you are pretty fresh off a 2-week tour in Europe and Middle East last month. There's been sort of this collective sigh of relief that seems to be being breathed, whatever the word is, around natural gas prices and the fact that we've seen storage fill up in Europe ahead of this winter. Those prices have come off. You're saying 2023 might be a little more dire than everybody's realizing.
Yeah,
Why?
the name of the game is energy security, and so in the short term, things look pretty good. It's still November, though, so you haven't really had much of a winter to deal with. But this year, supplies are very full, but it's largely filled with Russian gas. And the one thing we're quite sure about next year is there won't be Russian gas. And so just the math of getting to next winter, I think, is going to be hard. And I was in Europe for 12 days, met with a lot of different, folks on both the government and utilities and energy side, and there's a lot of concern, and I think justifiably so.
What type of shortfall are we talking about, and what does that mean from your standpoint for natural gas prices, not only in Europe, but also in places like here in the U.S.?
Yeah, so the total gas they got was about 40% of their supply came from Russia, so it's a big chunk of it. And to replace it has to come from the ocean, so it has to come through those terminals. There's 30 terminals in Europe that accounts for about 60% of what they need. So, you need infrastructure to bring the gas in. Infrastructure doesn't come overnight, so it's really hard to actually make the two things sort out. I think you're going to see some big supply problems.
So talk to me about what this means for New Fortress Energy. You came out with earnings this morning. It was a mixed picture, but just recently you upped your guidance. How are you working to combat this and add more capacity online?
Well, we had earnings today that I thought were great. So we have not only great, but a great outlook. And so we are on the verge of creating our own supply, which should come online as early as next summer. And so we think that we'll be a major supplier into those markets over the next year or two or three when there's big demand, for the product. So it could be a big windfall for us.
Wes, what is the strategy right now in terms of Germany? I mean, you hear these reports that are vessels that are sitting there offshore right now, kind of waiting for prices to rise again. Is that true?
I think it's more that they don't have access to the pipelines, because to get into those countries, you have to go to a terminal. The terminal's then connected to the pipelines, and there's only so many of them. And so really the problem is really this choke point of the terminals themselves. We put a ship, an FSRU, into the first terminal built over there since the whole invasion in a place called Eemshaven in the Netherlands. That's the first. There's 15 or 20 that are needed, and it's just going to be a while before they really connect those dots.
And, you mentioned, obviously, Russian gas. We know the pipeline has been shut down, but what about LNG on vessels? Is there still some being delivered? Is that going to end as well?
There still is. There's no talk of actually really imposing an embargo on that. I don't think that's going to happen. So you do kind of have this first derivative of other LNG making its way over there. But, the rest of the world still has energy poverty. And so, while China is shut down, that's a big part of the whole picture as well. If they turn back on, that would be a big increment of demand. So there's a lot of factors that could actually make it worse, not better, I think.
Back in September, Zelensky said that talks with Russia would be impossible. And last night he tweets out some conditions under which he might be engaged in talks. You really think a year from now there's zero chance of Russian gas returning?
They blew up the pipelines, right? So even if they made an agreement tomorrow, it would take some time to put those things back together. So I don't think that there's a good chance that you're going to have a meaningful amount of supply for next year. Certainly beyond that, I'm hopeful, as everyone is. I think that the conflict ends, and it ends in a peaceful way. But I think just the actual infrastructure itself is pretty harmed right now.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.